My beloved child, something has been hidden in this story for far too long, and tonight the truth begins to surface. Imagine discovering that a hidden camera had been placed somewhere inside a house, quietly recording moments that were never meant for strangers to see. Then comes the unbelievable twist. The footage somehow reaches the internet and begins spreading faster than anyone expected. But the greatest shock is not what appeared in the recording. It is the mystery of who could have planted the camera in the first place. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the smallest clue may completely change what you think happened. At first, everyone suspects an outsider, someone unknown who somehow found a way inside. But then one strange detail appears: whoever placed it seemed to understand the house unusually well. They knew where people normally walked, where nobody would immediately notice something unusual, and when the house would be quiet. Suddenly, this fictional mystery becomes much more complicated. Then something unexpected happens. While the viral footage continues circulating, one tiny detail in the background catches someone's attention. It isn't a face. It isn't a name. It is something so ordinary that almost everybody overlooks it. But once noticed, it changes the entire direction of the mystery. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Someone connected to the house remembers seeing the same unusual detail before, and suddenly questions begin piling up. Who had been inside recently? Who seemed unusually interested in the family's routine? And why had one person behaved strangely just before everything became public? Yet there is another twist: the most suspicious person might actually be completely innocent. Stay till the end, because the truth is hiding behind an assumption almost everyone makes too quickly. The person responsible may not be the person everyone expects, and the reason behind what happened could be even more surprising than the footage itself. But just when everyone believes they are finally close to an answer, another discovery turns the entire situation upside down. A forgotten detail reveals that the camera may have been placed much earlier than anyone realized. That means the person responsible had been keeping the secret while acting completely normal. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The mystery now points towards someone who had access, opportunity, and a reason nobody had considered before. Then comes the final clue of this chapter. A small piece of information connects one person directly to the moment everything began. But before their identity can be confirmed, another secret emerges that could prove the entire viral incident was not what everyone thought it was. And when that secret comes out, the question will no longer be only who planted the camera. The real question will be why they wanted the footage discovered at all. The clue everyone ignored has suddenly become the most important piece of this entire mystery. What seemed like a random detail in the viral footage now points towards someone who knew far more about the house than anyone realized. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. In this fictional mystery, investigators begin rebuilding the timeline, and one discovery immediately stands out. There was a short period when someone familiar had access to the house without attracting attention. At first, nobody considers this person suspicious because they had always appeared trustworthy. But then an old conversation is remembered. Days before the footage appeared, this person had asked strangely specific questions about when people normally arrived home and which rooms were used most often. Those questions had seemed harmless then. Now they feel completely different. But there is a problem: the evidence still doesn't prove this person planted anything. And just when everyone thinks they have found the answer, a second name unexpectedly enters the story. That second person changes everything because they reveal something nobody knew: the suspected individual wasn't alone during one crucial moment. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Another person had been nearby, someone almost completely forgotten when everyone first tried to understand what happened. Suddenly the timeline splits into two possibilities. One person had access, but another may have had the stronger motive. Then an overlooked timestamp from the footage creates an even bigger question. The timing doesn't match the story everyone has been told. Someone appears to have changed a small detail about where they were that day. Stay till the end, because this is where the mystery becomes truly unpredictable. Why would someone change such a simple detail unless they were afraid of what the real timeline might reveal? Yet before anyone can confront them, a message arrives containing information about the footage that should have been known only by someone extremely close to the situation. And then comes the revelation nobody expected. The mysterious message doesn't identify who planted the camera. Instead, it warns everyone that they have been looking at the wrong clue from the beginning. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Attention returns to the earliest recording, and there, barely noticeable in the background, is something that completely changes the timeline again. It suggests the hidden device may already have been present before the main suspect ever entered the house. Suddenly, the person everyone was ready to blame may be innocent. But that creates an even more disturbing mystery: if they didn't place it there, who had access before them? A forgotten visitor immediately comes to mind, someone whose name had never appeared in the investigation because nobody thought they mattered. And when the reason for that visit is finally remembered, everyone realizes the next revelation could expose who started this entire chain of events. The forgotten visitor was never supposed to become part of this mystery, but one tiny contradiction has suddenly placed them at the center of everything. Nobody remembered their visit because it had seemed completely ordinary at the time. Yet when the timeline is examined again, something doesn't add up. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. In this fictional mystery, the visitor claimed they had remained near the entrance and left within minutes, but a newly discovered detail suggests they may have walked much farther into the house. Even more surprising, they apparently knew about something inside a room that they should never have seen. How could they know? Suddenly, every harmless conversation from that day begins sounding different. But before everyone decides this visitor must be responsible, another shocking clue appears. The visitor may have been following instructions from somebody else. Someone who never needed to enter the house personally because they already had another person doing exactly what they wanted. Now the mystery turns toward one unanswered question: who was giving those instructions? Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. A forgotten message from before the footage went viral contains a strange sentence that nobody understood at first. It mentioned waiting for the right moment for something to become public. At the time, those words meant nothing. Now they seem impossible to ignore. Stay till the end, because the next discovery changes everything again. The message did not come from the visitor everyone suspected. It came from someone already connected to the household, someone who had remained unusually quiet after the footage appeared. While everyone else was shocked and asking questions, this person seemed almost prepared for what happened. But being calm isn't proof of anything, and there is still one major contradiction. If this person wanted the recordings hidden, why would the footage suddenly become public? The answer may be buried in the difference between who placed the device and who released the footage. Then the biggest revelation so far finally emerges: two different people may have been involved for completely different reasons. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One person may have known about the hidden camera, while another discovered the recordings later and caused them to spread. That would explain why the timeline never made sense when everyone searched for a single person responsible for everything. But just as this theory begins fitting the clues, one final detail turns the entire investigation upside down. A record from the day before everything went viral suggests someone tried to remove evidence connected to the original recording. And the identity attached to that moment is not the visitor, not the quiet person everyone suspected, and not anyone previously mentioned. It belongs to someone nobody had questioned at all. Someone who had been standing close to the mystery from the very beginning, and Part 4 will reveal why that person suddenly has everything to explain. The person nobody questioned has finally stepped into the center of this mystery, and what happens next changes everything. Until now, this individual had seemed completely disconnected from the hidden camera, almost invisible in the timeline because everyone was focused on the visitor and the mysterious messages. But one overlooked record places this person near the house during a crucial period. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. In this fictional mystery, they originally said they remembered nothing unusual about that day. Then investigators discover something unexpected. Shortly before the footage became public, this same person contacted someone connected to the house. The conversation itself appears ordinary, but its timing is impossible to ignore. Even stranger, one sentence suggests they already knew that something private might soon become public. How could they possibly know that before everyone else? For the first time, the mystery isn't about finding another clue. It is about explaining knowledge someone should never have possessed. But just when suspicion begins surrounding this person, they reveal a secret that completely reverses the situation. They claim they didn't plant the camera at all. They discovered that something was wrong and became frightened that nobody would believe them. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. According to their account, they noticed an unfamiliar object and later realized it might have been connected to recording. Instead of immediately speaking up, they stayed quiet while trying to understand who could have placed it there. That silence made them look suspicious, but their explanation introduces an even bigger question. Stay till the end. If they discovered the hidden camera before the footage went viral, then somebody else must have known they had discovered it. Suddenly, an earlier mysterious message makes sense. The warning wasn't necessarily protecting the person responsible. it may have been trying to stop someone from exposing them. Then another piece of evidence appears, suggesting that one individual had been communicating separately with both the forgotten visitor and the person who discovered the suspicious object. And now the story reaches its most unbelievable turn yet. The two people everyone suspected may actually have been pieces in somebody else's plan. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A newly uncovered timeline shows that the same unnamed person appears indirectly around every major moment, before the visitor arrived, before the camera was discovered, and shortly before the footage spread. Yet nobody can understand their motive. Then one final clue surfaces. An old message containing a phrase identical to wording connected with the viral upload. Suddenly, everyone realizes the person who caused the footage to spread may have accidentally left behind a recognizable pattern. But there is one problem: the person linked to that phrase is someone the household trusted completely. Someone who had never appeared suspicious. Someone who knew exactly when people would be home and when they wouldn't. And when their connection to the original hidden camera is finally examined, a secret emerges that could completely rewrite everything we thought we knew. The truth has reached a point where even the smallest forgotten detail could expose everything, and this time the clue comes from somewhere nobody thought to examine. In this fictional mystery, attention returns to the trusted person whose words appeared strangely similar to the message connected with the viral footage. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Everyone expects the next discovery to prove that this person planted the hidden camera, but instead, something completely different appears. A timeline shows they may not have been inside the house when the device was first placed. That should clear their name, but it doesn't. Because another record suggests they communicated with someone who did have access during exactly the right period. Suddenly, the mystery has two separate questions again. Who physically placed the camera, and who was behind the decision? Then investigators notice an unusual pattern. Every person previously suspected seems connected through one individual who remained outside the spotlight from the beginning. That person never appeared in the footage, never openly discussed the recordings, and never seemed nervous. Yet somehow, they were always one step ahead of everyone else. Then comes the detail that makes the entire room fall silent. Someone remembers a conversation from before the footage went viral in which this overlooked person mentioned information that had never been publicly revealed. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. How could they know something that supposedly existed only inside private footage? Stay till the end, because the answer may completely reverse what everyone believes. When questioned, the person insists they heard it from somebody else, but they cannot clearly explain who told them. Then another clue emerges. An old message appears to show that they knew the footage existed before the household discovered anything unusual. Suddenly, their calm behavior makes more sense, but there is still no proof they planted the device. And then comes another twist. The person admits they had seen a short piece of the recording before it became viral, but claims somebody anonymously sent it to them. If that is true, there was another person controlling the footage before the internet ever saw it. Now everything depends on identifying whoever sent that first recording. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The search leads back through the timeline until one overlooked connection appears between the anonymous sender and the forgotten visitor from earlier. Suddenly, events that seemed random begin forming a pattern. The visitor may have unknowingly carried information between two people, while the trusted person may have discovered the secret only after the camera was already there. But then the final revelation of this chapter changes the direction once again. A clue suggests the original person behind the camera never intended for the footage to go viral at all. Someone else found it and released it, turning a hidden secret into a public mystery. And when investigators finally narrow down who had access to the footage at that exact moment, only two possibilities remain. One has already been suspected. The other has not been mentioned once, and discovering why that second person was inside the house could expose the real reason this entire mystery began. The second person was never supposed to appear in the timeline, and that is exactly why this discovery changes everything. In this fictional mystery, everyone had been searching among familiar names, yet an overlooked detail